On Acoustic Tuesday, episode 39, Guitar Geeks Become Blood Brothers. A pick that is going to make me give up my Dunlop Altex Sharp, yes, another one, and a mythical guitar shop that is run by two registered guitar geeks. All that and more right after this. If you believe that playing acoustic guitar is about sharing the joy of music with friends and family, not just mastering the technical side of playing, then this show is your dream come true. Every Tuesday morning, I give you my list of exciting guitar geek discoveries, gear, and new music so you can stay inspired to live your best acoustic life. I'm Tony Polecastro, and this is the Acoustic Tuesday Show. Guitar geeks, unite. Welcome to Acoustic Tuesday, episode number 39. We are knocking right on the doorstep of episode 40, and I am super pumped. This is the show where you're going to learn about new acoustic guitar gear, discover acoustic artists, and get inspired to live your best acoustic life. And as always with all episodes of Acoustic Tuesday, I'm going to share with you 5 Guitar Geek items that absolutely need to be on your radar. But first, a little bit of Acoustic Tuesday tradition, a tradition I like to call Guitar Geek Trivia. Here is your question for the day. The Gibson L1 was originally introduced in 1902 as an archtop acoustic guitar. It was later discontinued in 1925. In what year was it reintroduced as a flat-top acoustic guitar? Was it A, 1931, B, 1942, C, 1926, or D, 1939? Go ahead and ponder that, and at the end of the show, of course, I will give you the answer. Now, welcome officially to Acoustic Tuesday, episode 39. I am so pumped you're here. We are so pumped you're here, and of course, when I say we, I'm referring to myself, and of course, Sir Noah Jacob Heckman Jr., the man with the technical plan, the man that wears many, many hats. Noah, how are you this morning?
Tony, I am fantastic.
Well, cheers to you.
Hi. Cheers to you. Good to be here.
I'm glad you're here because without you here, I would have to be running back and forth and pressing buttons.
Yeah, that wouldn't look so pretty.
No, it really wouldn't. I'm a good runner, but I don't want to pull like a hammy. I got a lot of running ahead of me this summer. I got a lot of biking. I know you got your bike tuned up.
I look forward to that. I did.
Yeah.
Yes. Did you run this morning?
You did?
No, did you run this
morning? I thought you did. I did not run this morning, but I plan on running this evening.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, it's just the way things go. You got to fit it in.
Glad to be here. Glad you all are here. What acoustic guitar geeky goodness do you have for us today?
Well, Noah, I'm really glad you asked because I am excited about today's list. There's 5 items that are, dare I say, juicy. Dare I use that word, juicy. Let's kick things off with item number 5. This artist, actually, I've featured before on Acoustic Tuesday. Back on episode number 6 of Acoustic Tuesday, I featured an artist that really is an inspiration and one that I've been a fan of for a long, long time. But this is not an artist feature. This is a news item. This is something I want you to know about because on June 22nd, 2018, Jeffrey Foucalt is releasing his brand new album, Blood Brothers. Yes, it's true. It's going to be here. And let me tell you, this album is awesome. I've been very lucky to be able to hear this album in its entirety. And let me tell you, I've played it probably 5 to 10 times front to back right now. This is the type of album that when you get it, you're going to just keep flipping it on the turntable because you don't want it to end. You don't want there to be a side A. You don't want there to be a side B. You just want it to be a continuous flow of these tunes. The album is amazing. His voice is incredible. His writing is just raw, open, honest, amazing. And the cast of characters that he brought in to play on this album treat the songs with such reverence. I mean, they leave the space. They play so tastefully. All in all, front to back, this album is outstanding. But I want you to get a taste of it. So let's actually listen to the title track, Blood Brothers, from Jeffrey Foucalt.
If I saw you, would you know my name? If I saw you, would you know my name? I used to know you, I used to be your man. travel time.
Now remember, this album doesn't come out till June 22nd, but there's more good news. You can pre-order the album because Jeffrey is doing a Pledge Music page. You can go there, you can pre-order the album on CD, you can pre-order it on vinyl, signed vinyl, which is the route I went, naturally. And there's all these other really cool, for various levels of donation and pre-order amounts. You can get playing cards, calligraphy pens, handwritten lyric sheets, and even all the way up to a private concert from Jeffrey that you can schedule. I think there's only 5 of those, at least there was at the time that we recorded this. So make sure to check out that Pledge Music page. And there's one more thing I want to highlight here. There's a little bit of a story, but I think it really ties into the mission of his album and just what Jeffrey's all about. And I by no means want to speak on his behalf, but I had a chance to actually sit down and play with Jeffrey a couple months back. He was playing in Livingston. Christy Hayes and I opened up for Jeffrey, and we got to hang out in the green room and play a bunch. Christy and I played, and then later on, Jeffrey called us up to join him and Billy Conway to play some songs. And it was a night that was amazing, and had a blast. I mean, getting to play with one of somebody who you really look up to as a songwriter and a musician was a highlight for sure. But what I gathered from just that brief encounter was he's just all about the music and just about really putting all of himself into a tune. And it shows in his performance. It shows when we played together. But there's a quote on his Pledge Music page that I think wraps everything up with a nice little bow. And it really makes it a project that I was so happy to get behind. Not only for the music, but there's a much higher level thing going on here. So here's the quote from his Pledge Music page. "I don't care about being famous, and if I did, I would have made other decisions in my life until now. I want to make enough money to write songs, make records, tour behind them, and pay everyone fairly along the way. I believe in music and what it's meant in my life, and I want the music I make to mean something in the lives of other people." So that right there was just like that was a goosebump moment, because that really embodies what Jeffrey's all about, and it shows in his writing and it shows in this new album. So I encourage you to pre-order it, and of course you can get to that. Just go to acousticlife.tv, click on episode 39. There's going to be a whole separate post on this album release, and of course a link you can go to pre-order it. Now moving on, I want to feature this next item number 4. I want to feature, it surrounds, the item itself was prompted by a question. The question I get asked so much is, hey, I'm looking for an intermediate level guitar. And what's the guitar that I should choose? Well, that right there is a really loaded question. It's a very vague question, because quite honestly, there's a lot of amazing guitars on the market right now. I mean, there really truly is, in all price categories. To pick just one is really difficult. But the brand that I want to feature right now is one that I've had the pleasure to really get to know over time. And the brand I'm referring to is Blueridge Guitars, brought to you by Saga Musical Instruments. Saga Musical Instruments is kind of the parent company, and Blueridge is one of their sub-brands. Now, Blueridge Guitars, they say on the website, oh, these are modeled after iconic guitars. But let's just be honest, the series and the models that I'm going to refer to are modeled directly after Martin guitars. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Now, the models I'm referring to are the following. The Blueridge BR40, which is a solid-topped mahogany laminate back and side dreadnought. And then its counterpart, the BR43, which again, same wood combination, just a smaller body, 000 size. And then we move to the BR60, which is a solid-topped rosewood laminate back and side dreadnought. And its counterpart, of course, the BR63, the smaller bodied, same wood combination. And those are just the solid-topped laminate back and side instruments. Then we move up to the BR140, which is an all-solid guitar, solid spruce top and solid mahogany back and sides. Very Martin retro. It's got the Dalmatian pickguard, the whole deal. And then, of course, the BR160, which is the solid-topped, solid rosewood back and side dreadnought. Now, each of the 140 and the 160 have a smaller-bodied counterpart, the BR143 and the 163, respectively. Now, I've sang these models' praises, but I actually want you to hear them, because then that will allow me to continue to sing their praises. So let's have a peek at this demo from Maury's Music on a Blueridge BR143. right, so I want to thank Maury's Music for providing that demo of the BR-143. And as you can tell, I mean, the guitar sounds really good. Now, that's the all-solid wood, smaller-bodied instrument, but it just sounds full, it sounds rich, it sounds resonant. And I'm not saying this because I think they're great guitars. I know they're great guitars. When I was in Chicago at the Old Town School, we used to order these guitars. We used to sell through these guitars like crazy. The BR-40, 43, 60, 63, 140, 143, 160, 163. All of those models we sold a ton of. And we did so for very good reason, because they sound good and they're actually they're made with actual good quality. The workmanship is fantastic. And I not only had a chance to play all those models individually, I had a chance to play many of each of those models. So that being the case, I should comment on the fact that they are extremely consistent from one guitar to the next. So if you're looking for kind of that intermediate level guitar, maybe you're a beginner and you've been playing with a kind of entry level guitar and you're ready to step up, or you're a beginner and you're like, I want to jump right to that middle ground of guitar. Blueridge is a fantastic guitar to consider. And also, I've also seen it used in the sense where people say, okay, I got a really nice Martin, I love it, Martin Gibson Taylor, whatever the case may be, but I want to get a guitar that I can practice my hot rodding skills. I want to be able to change the bridge pins. I want to be able to change the nut and cut my own nut and saddle. I've seen Blueridge guitars used in that format as well, and also as kind of a second guitar, that festival guitar that you bring along because you don't mind if it gets a ding or two in it. And I've seen a ton of these instruments at bluegrass festivals, so that in and of itself really shows how tonally valuable these instruments are, and at a really good price. So again, those are Blueridge guitars. Make sure to check those guitars out. Now I want to move on to what I'm listening to this week, but first, the mailbag. It was a very timely arrival of the mailbag, because just before we filmed this, the mail got here, and I am so happy to share with you what came in the mail. Because oftentimes what happens is this. I'll be on my computer here at the studio. I'll go on to Reverb LP. I'll load up the cart. I'll check out. And then days later, I forget what I ordered. I've been ordering a lot of stuff. I pre-ordered a bunch of albums, and I never know what's coming in the door. So literally, just this morning, I was walking downstairs to put the recording sign on the door, and the box is sitting there. And I came upstairs, and I look at Noah, and I'm like, I have no idea what's in this box, and it's really exciting because I was anticipating the arrival of many things. I didn't know which one it was, but actually 5 things arrived.
I will add here, if I can, that even I'm confused. There's been several times where, like, I think last week or something, like 2 or 3 deliveries, and each time you're like, you know what this is?
Yeah.
And I think I know, and I'm like, oh, it's got to be the blah blah shmee, and you open it and it's not.
Yeah.
And I was wrong like 3 times.
Yeah.
And then the 4th time, I decided I'm not even going to say it. I know what I would say, and it's the one that I have always picked.
So I want to thank Bull Tracks Records in Clearwater, Florida. I got to them through Reverb LP. And the package arrived. It was beautiful, and I was able to get 5 records that I really am excited about. The first one, Woody Guthrie, The Early Years, with special guest artists Cisco Houston and Sonny Terry. I had to look real quick and make sure. But the reason I got this album was because it has the track "Bury Me Beneath the Willow" on it, which I don't have on vinyl from Woody Guthrie, so that one's in the collection now. I also got, this is the greatest album cover of all time. Noah can attest to this, and you all will be attesting to this soon after you see it. Dan Crary, Ladies Fancy, a fantastic album cover, if I do say so myself. Dan Crary is an awesome flat picker, one of the trailblazers, really truly, and to have this album is really exciting. My first Dan Crary album on vinyl, so it certainly won't be the last, but I had to go for the good album cover.
What year was that one, Tony?
I want to say this is 75. I don't know if I'll be able to find it quickly. Oh shoot!
The font on that.
Yeah, it's I don't know what that font. I don't know what that is.
I wouldn't be surprised if that font is called Ladies Fancy.
What? I really wish I could find the year on it. It's Rounder Record 0099, so it's early in Rounder's history. I would say probably 70s. I'm going to give it 70s.
All right.
Let's go with it. Then I've got a great great bluegrass records. We've got Bill Monroe with Flattened Scruggs, which is exciting, obviously from the early years of bluegrass history. Very excited to dig into that. Cool album cover, classic car, cool instruments. I don't know, I can't go wrong. And then I've got another classic bluegrass album, Seldom Seen's Old Train. Really excited to dig into that. And last but certainly not least, as I am a huge Tony Rice fan, I found a copy of Me and My Guitar on vinyl, which is one that I've been after for quite a bit of time. So I was happy to bring that one home to the collection. So that's the mailbag. Nothing else arrived, but I mean that's some substantial mail right there.
That's good. That's vinyl gold.
Vinyl gold. Mm-hmm. Vinyl gold. It's 5 gold records. I love the fact that you entitled the font on that Lady's Fancy. I think that's an accurate portrayal of what that font conveys.
Yeah. And
it's probably
green, yeah.
What's that?
Oh, and the green color.
Oh, yeah.
Everything.
I think it'll probably be on the newest Apple update. It'll probably be included on the fonts. Certainly on the new emoji update. Anyways.
And
sorry.
I will be using it.
Yeah. You can only write Ladies Fancy, though. You can only use an L, an A, a D, a Y, and all the other letters. Okay. Let's move on to what I'm listening to this week, speaking of vinyl and things like that. This is an artist that has been featured. Well, I should say, let me back up. This is an artist that has been on Acoustic Tuesday many times, actually 4 times, demoing various instruments. And never has she received her own artist feature. And I said, you know what, enough is enough. We have to feature Molly Tuttle because she is an awesome artist, and she's never been featured on Acoustic Tuesday. And you have to know about her. But plain and simple, as an acoustic music lover, you have to know about her. She is okay. First of all, let me try and I'll try and condense my description because there's a lot I want to say. She has an amazing voice. She's a great songwriter, as her newest EP, Rise, will attest to. She has ridiculous flat-picking skills. And I'm talking, when I say flat-picking skills, that's a really broad brush stroke. So let me try and isolate what I'm talking about. Her control of her picking hand, her right hand, is unbelievable. In fact, any video you see, if you watch her right hand, it just floats above the strings, and she has wonderful precision. I'm talking major accuracy and just phenomenal tone production. And then we'll talk the fretting hand end of things, but really I want to pull out the phrasing aspect of her playing. She arranges fiddle tunes, she arranges fills and things in her own songs in such a way that these fills are, I almost want to call them ear benders. You listen to them and you're like, I've never heard that before. It's not a stock fill. It's a Molly Tuttle fill. It's a very unique aspect of her playing that I really very much enjoy, and I want you to enjoy as well. So rather than me try and describe every aspect of her playing, let's actually listen to her play. So I've got a tune queued up here, good enough off of her newest EP, Rise, that we'll have a listen to.
Couldn't sleep last night. Too many demons floating around my head. But with the morning light, your warmth pushed away my dread. And there comes a time to say that's good enough. I'm finally learning how to let some doors stay shut. It gets so hard, but I'm not giving up. Comes a time to say that's good enough. Gotta let this go. This doubt inside me with every road I take. There's things I'll never know, but I'll go my own way. And there comes a time to say that's good enough. I'm finally learning how to let some doors stay shut. It gets so hard, but I'm not giving up. Comes a time to say that's good enough.
So that was Molly Tuttle's tune, Good Enough, off of her newest EP, Rise. Now, she has other albums out, a couple of which I want to mention. The first two, Old Apple Tree and also Red Prairie Dawn. Both of those albums are her kind of playing, fiddle tunes, right? So you get a really good glimpse into her playing fiddle tunes, like straight ahead flat picking fiddle tunes, but not just she's not just reciting the tunes. She puts her own spin on, which I absolutely love. And of course, the album that I've been referencing the most, her newest EP, Rise, which is another side of Molly. It shows her songwriting side and her arrangement side as well. So make sure to check those out if you're wanting to add a modern flat picker to your catalog of music. She definitely fits the bill. If you're just getting into flat picking and you're looking for inspiration, I mean, definitely this is right up your alley. So again, that's Molly Tuttle. Make sure to check her out. Now, I've got two very important items that are coming up here. I'm looking at my list because I have notes and all sorts of things written down. I've got this pick I want to share with you. I've got this store that I think you'll be floored to learn about. You might know about it already, you might not. But first, I want to visit Noah and check in with him and make sure, first of all, that he's doing okay. Judging by his dance moves previously, he's doing fine. But I know he's got some small wins queued up for us. So, Noah?
Okay, yes, I do. All right, and there we go. Okay, small win today, Tony. We're pulling AT39 off.
We are.
Without a hitch.
It's happening.
And that's a small win for me.
Let me just correct you. I think Noah's doing a fantastic job. Noah is not only collecting small wins and all sorts of other things. He's pressing the buttons, clicking the mouse, turning the dials, other things technologically that I don't even know about. So, ladies and gentlemen, Noah Heckman.
Well, thank you very much. All right, so small wins up today. First one comes from Jill H. And she says, played with some friends at an open mic venue. Hearing myself through the mic was quite a confidence booster. Just got to get more fluency with those bar chords and stop looking down at my hands. Really enjoyed the experience and got great encouragement from the audience.
Awesome. Cheers, Jill. Good job. Fantastic.
Yeah. That's interesting that she says it was a confidence booster, right? A lot of folks they hear themselves and they shy away.
Because we're always so used to hearing our voice go away from us. And when it comes at us, it's like a whole different ballgame. So that's awesome. That's outstanding.
So next one comes from Philip D. Said, I had the privilege of seeing Tommy Emmanuel in Copenhagen, Denmark. The performance was outstanding. He played a couple of numbers with an English guitarist named Richard Smith.
Ooh.
It was magical.
That down. Very cool. That's a mega win. Seeing Tommy play is yeah, it's a treat for sure.
And I see you taking notes over there. That's good.
Well, I just wanted to write down Richard Smith before I forgot about it.
I know. And last small win for today comes from John J. And he actually says he has a couple of small wins.
All right.
One, he's been able to learn and play Shady Grove, which he thought would never happen.
Heck yeah.
After only a few attempts. And number two, got a resonator.
Oh, that's like a gateway drug, I feel like. Well, you get one and all of a sudden you get exposed to this new tone. It's like, whoa. Very cool. Yeah, anything else?
No, that's it for today.
All right.
Small wins for today.
Well, can I share a small win real quick?
Please. Do tell.
I got a new shirt.
You got a couple new shirts.
I got a couple new shirts, yeah. Yeah, I was wearing one previously. I think it was on a live Q&A. But this one is Coulter Wall's Imaginary Appalachia album, the cover, which I love the art. So I got that shirt, and I'm really excited about it.
I think that's two ATs in a row where somehow Coulter Wall was tied to your small win.
I think you're correct, yeah.
And you did see him twice.
I did.
Which is pretty awesome.
Well, thank you, Noah, for sharing the small wins. And, of course, if you want your small win featured on a future episode of Acoustic Tuesday, it's very easy to get it featured. In the comments below on the YouTube video, just put #smallwin and go ahead and describe your small win. It could be changing your strings for the first time, trying out new strings, seeing an awesome show, getting some band merch, finding a new artist, whatever the case may be. Share your small win with us. We'd love to feature it on a future episode. And with that being said, let's dig back into the geekiness. This is a big item number 2 here. Every now and again, there's a pick that makes you question the pick that you're currently using. Now, if you've tuned into Acoustic Tuesday in the last couple of episodes, you've seen me try out a lot of different picks. Don't worry, I'm okay. I'm just going through a little phase, and it's fine. But I want to share my findings with you all because I'm pretty sure we're on the same journey. We have this insatiable desire to try and chase after the perfect tone. As a guitar geek, it's just obligatory. It's in our blood. We have to do it. We don't choose to do it. It is. Right? I thought for the life of me, for my life, I thought I'd be playing the Dunlop Altex Sharp 2.0 pick. I love this pick. It's cheap. It's pretty wear resistant. It develops a really nice bevel. Awesome. And I actually featured this pick on Acoustic Tuesday episode 2 if you want to check that out. And then, just last week on Acoustic Tuesday episode 38, I found the Dunlop Prime Tone picks. Awesome. It's also made of Altex. It's got a little grippy material. It's got a hand bevel done, so it just feels nice and broken in. Okay, that was cool. And here we are on Acoustic Tuesday episode 39. And I found another pick by Dunlop that is just, I'm confused right now and I need your help. I found the Dunlop Flow pick. And I believe this is new for this year. And let me share with you what I actually like about this pick. First of all, the material. It's Altex, okay? That is probably in my top 3 pick materials of all time. I just love it because it produces a really wonderful, warm, round tone, but also it wears really well. And and when I say that, I mean it doesn't wear very much at all. It develops a nice bevel, and that's about it. But the Dunlop Flow pick, I was intrigued because of its shape. And I was also intrigued because it has a little bit of a grip texture to it. Not something I necessarily was the deal breaker for me or something that was like, oh, I have to have that pick because it has the grip on it. It's just a nice addition, much like the Prime Tone pick. But I like the shape of the Dunlop Flow pick. And it has a polished edge. It has a polished edge. It's not beveled like the Prime Tone. And so the reason I like this pick is because I can get a fatness and a warmth out of the guitar, but still retain clarity. Okay. What I noticed with the Prime Tone pick is that it has this really nice bevel on it, but I was losing a little bit of articulation. It's really great if you want to bring a really nice kind of beefy sound out of your guitar, but if you want clarity, this is a great happy medium because the Dunlop Flow pick allows you to bring in a nice kind of warm, strong, fat note, but still retain some of its edginess. So I want to do a quick rating here. This is the first time I've ever rated anything because I've been trying so many picks out lately. I figured, what the hell, I should rate these things. So in terms of on the tonal spectrum, if you have really crisp and clear over here and kind of round and warm over here, I would put the Dunlop Altex Sharp on the crisp and clear side of things. Nice edgy pick, good crispy notes. I would put the Prime Tone pick with the nice hand bevel on the warm, round tone side of things because you're lacking just a touch of clarity. It's still a comfy pick, but it just doesn't have the clear crispness that the Altex Sharp does. Now, the Dunlop Flow pick, this one sits right in the middle because you get the clarity, but you also get the roundness. So I would definitely try these out. Now, I was trying to find a video so you could see the surface of these picks, and I couldn't really find a good close-up, but I did find a really interesting video that shares John Petrucci's thoughts on the Dunlop Flow pick and his whole story of discovering it, which actually mentions acoustic guitar. And I thought Noah would like it too. So let's hear from John Petrucci.
Everything leading up to this pick, it was some sort of like divinely planned intervention or something because I just by a fluke went to a concert at Carnegie Hall and I'm watching this show and there's like these ridiculous shredding acoustic gypsy jazz guys. I'm like, this is ridiculous. This is right up my alley. This is ridiculous. So anyway, after that, I started kind of researching and getting into these different guys and how they played, and each guy had in common a certain kind of pick, which was a thicker material. So I started just kind of thinking, a thicker type of pick might be better for trying to get, a powerful, loud, accurate sound out of the guitar, even more so than I'm used to with the picks that I've played my whole life. Now we fast forward to playing a show.
All right, so I clearly like that video because he refers to acoustic guitars and he has a beard and long hair. I mean, it's a winning scenario for me, but I knew that Noah was going to like it for a much different reason. Noah, can you please share why I thought you would like that?
Well, John Petrucci just happens to be a founding member and guitarist of the Prague rock band Dream Theater, which is one of the most influential bands in my existence.
Oh, okay.
Interesting note here. My best friend in junior high introduced me to both Rush, the Moving Pictures album,
Okay.
and Dream Theater's Awake album the same day.
Really?
Yeah, it was the same day.
The formative experience of your youth.
Absolutely.
That's pretty awesome.
Yeah, and there you go. And so I have been passing the torch, and my own children know and can name all the members of both Dream Theater and Rush, of course. So yes, I appreciate that you chose this video.
It's funny because as I was gathering show materials, I'm playing this video, and all of a sudden Noah's next to me. He starts like doing the da da da. He starts air drumming, and I'm like, "What are you doing?" He's like, "Oh, that's song blah 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 from the blah 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 album." And I was like, "Okay, well, we got to include this video." But anyways, those are the Dunlop Flow picks. They come in a little bag. Well, I should say the ones that I ordered come in a little bag like this. There was 3 of them. I think it cost me about $10, $12. I can't remember. But the price range on the pick is between $5 and $12, depending on, of course, size, thickness, quantity. But of course, if you're interested in trying those out, I would strongly recommend going to acousticlife.tv. When you go there and you find the Dunlop Flow picks post, which will of course be under episode 39, there will be a purchase link on that page. And if you want to purchase through acousticlife.tv, remember, all of the proceeds of that purchase will go towards Guitars for Vets, helping them out run the amazing program that they do. And that goes for anything that I've mentioned thus far on Acoustic Tuesday. If you want to pick up one of Molly Tuttle's albums, go to acousticlife.tv. There will be a link there for you. And of course, again, anything else that I mentioned. Even if you want to, get a Blueridge guitar, those links are there for sure. So let's move on. I've got this mythical shop that I want you to be aware of. But first, a really important announcement here. AcousticLife.tv, we just announced that it was open and available for your perusal just 2 episodes ago on Acoustic Tuesday episode 37. And we thought, wow, it'd be great for Acoustic Tuesday viewers to participate in the show. We want your participation. We want your recommendations for gear. We want your recommendations for artists. And a lot of times those happen in the YouTube comments, and they're tough to kind of gather and collect. But check this out. Now you can be a part of the Acoustic Tuesday show. If you have something you're dying to share with all of us guitar geeks, if you have an artist you want us all to hear, just go to acousticlife.tv. Click on the submit button in the upper right-hand portion of the menu, and you'll be able to submit gear of your choice and or artists of your choice. And if I pick them for a future show, not only will that artist and or gear get featured, but you will get a shout out on the show. So just another way to participate in Acoustic Tuesday, and a really fun way to get maybe your favorite product featured. And speaking of the show and things like that, at this juncture of the show, I'd love to know what you think about it so far. So please, in the comments below, let us know if you made a new discovery, if you want to share where you're tuning in from, whatever the case may be, please leave it in the comments below. And of course, while you're doing that, if you have not subscribed to this YouTube channel, please do so. Click that red subscribe button, and then go ahead and click that little bell. That'll give you a notification each time a new video is released. And of course, if you want Acoustic Tuesday delivered directly to your email, that's even better. Just click the link in the description, and you'll get Acoustic Tuesday delivered right to your email, as well as access to my Guitar Geek list, which is something that I think you'll find very, very resourceful, entertaining, both. Really, really, truly both. And speaking of comments and shout-outs and things of the like, Noah,
Tony,
you've been gathering data, you've been gathering messages, quotes, if you will, from previous episodes. Do you want to share some of those with us? Some shout-outs, some things?
Would love to.
What do you got?
Yeah. So here's what I got. So I will say this. We love doing the shout-outs to folks.
Oh, right, the shout-out instructions.
And so, it's very simple. Just in the comment section below, during any or the most recent AT episode, just let us know where you're hailing from. Where are you at as you are watching and taking in all the acoustic guitar geeky goodness that is dished out on Acoustic Tuesday.
That was a mouthful. Acoustic guitar geeky goodness.
Well, you're the master, but I'm learning.
Sometimes I do that just to try and push myself over the edge.
I think you do it sometimes, too, just to try to annoy me or something sometimes. Anyways, okay, here are some previous comments from Acoustic Tuesday viewers. First one comes from Peter D. And sometimes you have to like think about how they would say it.
Right.
Right. It's like with email or text. You don't necessarily get all the inflections and,
Sure.
and the emotion the way that a person says it. So sometimes you have to imagine it. So this is what Peter wrote. Love it. Period. All of the content, man. Period. Okay? That's just what's written.
Okay.
But I kind of get in my mind like a Tommy Chong or something.
Okay.
You
Okay.
know? Like, love it. All the content, man. Right? That's how I hear it.
I like that.
Okay.
That's good. Good interpretation. We'll go with it.
Next one comes from Ted R. The world of acoustic life grows again. Keep up the goodness. It's spreading.
All right.
And last comment today comes from Vicky S. Now, this is going to get a little philosophical.
Okay.
Maybe a little existential.
Whoa.
But that's okay.
Okay.
Vicky says, guitars are an extension of who we are, part of our soul. They make a room feel like home, better than any piece of art, more beautiful to look at, and functional. I mean, you never know when you will be cuddled up in the family room, enjoying each other's company, and feel the need to serenade with musical words of love.
I love it. That's a very true statement.
Yeah.
I mean, I can think of instances and many of the words that were shared, I should say. I can think of instances where that's true. That's awesome.
Yeah.
One of the coolest moments. Have you ever been around when like the power goes out, and all of a sudden those things that are our go-to, like, I'm just gonna flip on the TV, I'm gonna hop on YouTube and watch some guitar videos. Those aren't at our disposal, and all of a sudden, what do you got to do? You just got to play some guitar. It's the best way to pass the time. Well, cheers to everybody that's been leaving comments. Thank you for sharing your comments. And of course, to get your comment featured on an Acoustic Tuesday episode, well, you just comment in the comments because, well, that's what they're there for. And while we're at it, the whole point of Acoustic Tuesday is to get guitar geeks to unite. Under the same mission, under the same banner, we can wave our guitar geek flags. And the best way to do that is, well, get your friends watching the show. If you know of a guitar geek buddy that has not participated or watched an Acoustic Tuesday episode, please share the show with them. And it's easier now more than ever. You just send them a link to acousticlife.tv. Tell them to watch the shows in their entirety. Tell them to pick out some cool products. Heck, while they're there, tell them to purchase those products from the website because they'll be supporting not only their own guitar geekiness, but the Guitars for Vets nonprofit program, which, again, all of the proceeds for anything purchased on acousticlife.tv goes directly to Guitars for Vets, and we'll be reporting on how much we contribute, all of us together as guitar geeks. We'll be reporting how much we contribute to Guitars for Vets monthly, and I'm really excited to hopefully hear those numbers grow and grow and grow, as well as the guitar geeks that unite. I want those numbers to grow as well. So I want to move on, and I want to get to item number 1. But, you know, as guitar geeks, I want to say kudos to you because you answered the call. I got some guitar snills to share with you. I've been asking for people to submit their guitar snills, and you guys rose to the challenge, and holy smokes have I got some for you today. So here we go. Let's kick things off with Don. Don is submitting his guitar snow, taking an awesome picture, really a quality picture, and he's got a story behind it. So let's listen to Don here. He says, "Here is my guitar snow entry. Brought a couple of guitars over to my son's house and took some pictures with his camera." Good job. The picture guitars are a 1985 Gibson J200, the 90th anniversary edition, and a 2016 Taylor 458ER. 12-string, of course. He says both of them are rosewood with spruce tops, and he also says, he throws down the gauntlet here. He says, haven't seen much in the way of jumbos or 12-stringers in guitar snills so far. So maybe if you guys are out there, you should submit some pictures. He also goes on to say, unable to attend the photo shoot were his Taylor 818E, his Taylor 355, his Taylor 512CE, and a whole bunch of tenor ukuleles. And also, sadly, his granddaughter was not able to attend the photo shoot with her ukulele because, well, it was past her bedtime. Moving on to the next guitar snell picture. This is one of my faves. Now, I'm going to try my best to pronounce this name. I'm going to do it two ways because we couldn't come to a consensus on what the proper pronunciation was. It's either Marlana or Marlena or it could be a third option. But I want to thank her for sharing her guitar arsenal with us. This is a really cool picture montage. She says, I have the poor person guitar arsenal. So here goes. I have a harmony banjo, a Washburn mandolin, an 812C Taylor guitar. She also has a picture of her in her Fender Villager 12-string as well as her Martin D35. Now those are older pictures, and I just love the kind of the sense of history in this montage. You can just kind of see the older guitars. The guitar has always been part of her life. That was kind of the underlying theme that I absolutely loved. So thank you for sharing your guitar arsenal with us. Really cool picture. And then last, but certainly not least, we've got Mick M sharing his guitar arsenal with us, and holy smokes, wait till you hear what he has. He has, in the back row, of course, what he's holding, he's got a Martin LXM tenor, as well as a Lanikai ukulele. And of course, his hands are full, so he had to put some guitars on the ground, as do most of us here sharing our guitar arsenals. On the front row, he's got a 1969 Gibson Classical, a 2013 Martin GPCPA 1 Plus, a 2011 Trinity College Bouzouki, and funny enough, that's also brought to us by the company Saga Musical Instruments, the makers of Blueridge Guitars. And we have a 2009 Santa Cruz FS, a 1993 Loudon Custom 025, a 2007 Gibson Southern Jumbo, and a 2000 Ohm Renaissance Plectrum Banjo, which Ohm was a featured builder in a past episode of Acoustic Tuesday. Holy smokes, what awesome, awesome guitar arsenals. And of course, you're sitting there thinking, gosh, those are some great guitar arsenals. I have a cool guitar arsenal that I want to share. Well, it's really easy to get your guitar arsenal featured on Acoustic Tuesday. Step number one, you got to grab the guitar arsenal shirt. There's a link beneath the YouTube video. Order your favorite size, your favorite color. It'll be shipped directly to your door. Next, wear that shirt and take a picture with your instruments. If you happen to have pets or family members, include those people as well, those people and animals as well. And of course, you have to submit it to us. And now you can just go to acousticlife.tv, click submit in the upper right-hand corner of the menu, and you'll have a chance to submit your guitar arsenal right there on acousticlife.tv, and of course be featured in a future episode of Acoustic Tuesday. There is no guitar arsenal that is too big or too small to be featured, so don't be shy and share your guitar arsenal with us. It's just a treat to get an inside look at our guitar geek lifestyles. It really is the kind of, it's the signature thing of leading the acoustic life, is that you have to have an obligatory guitar arsenal. Big, small, medium, doesn't matter. Size doesn't matter. Right, Noah?
No, it does not, Tony.
All right, moving on. Let's get on to item number one. Okay, we are at a time now where buying an acoustic guitar, going to an acoustic guitar store, there are so many stores out there. And I want to let you in on a little bit of a secret. There's a mythical store in Palo Alto, California that is run by two registered guitar geeks. It was founded by two registered guitar geeks. And of course, I'm referring to Griffin Stringed Instruments in Palo Alto, California. It was founded in 1969 by the likes of Richard Johnston and Frank Ford. Now, Frank Ford might sound familiar to you because he's been on Acoustic Tuesday before. He runs a website called frets.com. Well, Frank actually runs the repair department at Griffin Stringed Instruments. He's in charge of all the kind of dishing out the repairs, all the restoration, and he's just a wealth of acoustic guitar knowledge. And then Richard Johnston, you might say, oh gosh, well that kind of sounds a little familiar. Well, Richard Johnston, he's been writing for industry magazines for a spell. Acoustic Guitar, Fretboard Journal. Also, he's written books about the acoustic guitar. Basically, the reason we know so much about the acoustic guitar and the reason we know so much on how to repair acoustic guitar can be traced back to Richard Johnston and Frank Ford. So major guitar geek thanks right there. But also, Richard has been featured on the Antiques Roadshow. He's the stringed instrument specialist. Whenever a stringed instrument comes in for evaluation, Richard appears on the program in a very dashing suit and tie and sheds his instrument knowledge with the world. So I just want to thank both of them for being who they are, but also creating such an awesome store. They've got new instruments, vintage instruments, used instruments, you name it, they've got it. But Griffin Stringed Instruments is so much more. So much more. They do workshops, they do concerts, they do lessons. If you want your instrument appraised, Richard will actually do that. Full photo documentation. I mean, this is good for if you're kind of trying to get your instruments on your insurance policy. This is a lot of times a necessary hoop that we have to jump through as guitar geeks. What a great place to go to. The specialist on acoustic guitars, Richard, will do your appraisal. So that's pretty amazing. But it goes beyond that even more. The reason I want you to know about Griffin Stringed Instruments is because it's an amazing shop. Yes, we got that clear. But they have an awesome section on their website, the news section, that contains some invaluable Acoustic Guitar Geek information. Everything from new models to tips and tricks, all these sorts of things. Just a wonderfully curated news section that I think as a guitar geek you need to know about. But furthermore, there's one article in particular I want you to check out. And that is the potential damages that can occur to your guitar if it's left in a hot car. This is one of the most valuable articles you will ever read, period. End of statement. It has what can happen to your guitar, but more importantly, it has photos. Frank Ford went ahead and actually posted photos of what can happen. And let me tell you, as a guitar geek, these are graphic images. So just please be aware of that, but I want you to check out this article because I think it's necessary reading. In fact, you'll be amazed at the last picture in the article. It is a very nice guitar that experienced some really bad luck that could have been prevented. You'll have to check out the article to see which guitar I'm talking about. But really, Griffin Stringed Instruments is a magical place. I mean, just from reading the history and everything online, you can just tell that these two folks, Frank and Richard, pour their heart into the shop, and it shows. They're guitar geeks through and through. So make sure to check them out. I think you'll be very, very happy that you did so. All right, we're almost wrapped up here, Noah. What do you think?
It's getting close.
Is time flying by for you?
Oh yeah.
It's flying by for me. Mm-hmm. I'm concerned it's tomorrow already, but it's not. I know it's not, but it feels like it could be. My coffee's almost gone. Maybe that's why time's flying by.
So what's left?
Well, no, I'm glad you asked. We have to take a sneak peek into next week, but first, let's revisit our Guitar Geek trivia question. If you remember, well, if you don't remember, here's your Guitar Geek trivia question. The Gibson L1 was originally introduced in 1902 as an archtop acoustic guitar. It was later discontinued in 1925. In what year was it reintroduced as a flat-top acoustic guitar? Was it A, 1931, B, 1942, C, 1926, or D, 1939? Well, if you answered C, 1926, you were correct. The Gibson L1 archtop went through many changes after it was introduced in 1902, from colors all the way to rosette patterns. Ultimately, the model was discontinued in 1925, only to be introduced a year later in 1926 as a flat-top guitar. The most famous guitarist associated with an L1? Blues legend Robert Johnson. Awesome Gibson factoid, awesome music guitar geek trivia question. Kudos to you guys who got it right. Now, don't fear, I'm going to say something that's really sad here. Acoustic Tuesday is nearing an end, but there's something important that I want you to do. First, well, we're going to take a sneak peek into next week, and you got to hear this. It's going to be awesome. But again, if you want to participate in the Acoustic Tuesday show, it's really easy to do. If you want to recommend a product, if you want to recommend an artist, if you want to submit your guitarsenal picture, all you have to do is go to acousticlife.tv. There's a submit link right in the top menu. Click on that. You'll be able to recommend products for Acoustic Tuesday. You'll be able to recommend artists. You'll be able to share your guitarsenal photos. And if I so choose to pick your particular piece of gear or artist, you will be mentioned on Acoustic Tuesday. All credit will be to you. And of course, all of us guitar geeks will be happy because we're working together to unite. And that's the whole point. And just remember, everything that is purchased through acousticlife.tv, through those affiliate links, all of those proceeds will go directly to Guitars for Vets, nonprofit organization that is really using the healing power of music in the best possible way, and something we all guitar geeks can get behind as we unite under the same banner of course, Acoustic Life. So, what's happening next week on Acoustic Tuesday? Well, I'm certainly glad you asked. So let's take a sneak peek into next week. Next week on Acoustic Tuesday, we hop in a spaceship, get our hearts broken, and learn some of life's important lessons. I know it sounds like a sci-fi episode. It won't be. It's going to be actually more fun than that. So don't forget to catch Acoustic Tuesday. And of course, you can catch it every Tuesday at 10 a.m. Mountain Time here on YouTube. And of course, in the meantime, if you need a little bit of an Acoustic Tuesday fix, go to acousticlife.tv and catch all the back episodes. Do the full deep dive, the full Guitar Geek deep dive. And of course, we will see you next Tuesday on Acoustic Tuesday. Thank you so much for joining us today. And until next Tuesday, cheers.
There comes a time to say that's good enough.